Welcome to Ecotella TV, where we bring you gripping African folktales and real-life stories that leave lasting lessons. Today, we share a powerful narrative that sheds light on trust, innocence, and the hidden dangers that sometimes lurk within the walls of our own homes. This is a story of courage, resilience, and a reminder that we must always listen to the voices of those who may be too afraid to speak. Stay with us as we unravel this tale, and remember, if you enjoy our stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Ecotella TV for more captivating African folktales. Let's dive in. Uncle, stop. Please stop. It hurts. Uncle, you're hurting me, she pleaded. Why didn't things happen the way they should, she wondered silently. Carefully, she tiptoed towards the door and cracked it open just enough to see inside. She peeked in, and what she witnessed made her gasp. It was a bustling December morning. Esther rushed around, gathering everything needed for the trip to the village. This was the time of year when all the children and grandchildren reunited to celebrate the festivities. Chief Okoro's 90th birthday added a special touch to the yearly celebration. The entire village mansion buzzed with chatter, laughter, and the sound of music spilling out from large speakers positioned at every corner. Children ran around excitedly, their faces lit up with joy, while the women worked tirelessly in the kitchen, preparing a feast fit for the occasion. Grace, exhausted from the long journey, stretched her legs as she watched Princess and Joy playing with their cousins. She sighed contentedly. This was home, the warmth of family, the beauty of tradition. Meanwhile, Esther and Emeka continued their conversation, catching up on lost time. You really went through it, Emeka, Esther said, her voice softer now. Yeah, sis, it wasn't easy. Thought I had it all figured out until life showed me Pepper, he chuckled, but there was a weight behind his laughter. But we move. You heal, Emeka. I just hope the right one comes along at the right time, she said, nudging him playfully. Just then, Aunt Neka, Chief Okoro's eldest daughter, called out from across the veranda. Esther. Emeka. Come and help with the decorations. They exchanged knowing glances before making their way inside. The celebration was just beginning, and there was much to do. But even amid the festive cheer, Esther couldn't shake off the feeling from earlier, the unease, the unanswered questions. Something wasn't right, and she knew she had to find out what. A broken relationship is better than a broken home, Emeka said solemnly. Esther sympathized with her favorite cousin over his recent heartbreak. She then introduced her children to him. Princess, Andesi, say hello to Uncle Emeka. He's my favorite cousin. We grew up together until he abandoned me and ran off abroad, she teased. Emeka chuckled and greeted the children warmly. He lifted Princess onto his lap, showering her with praises and gifts, his eyes glinting mischievously. Esther smiled, unaware that trouble was brewing beneath the surface. Over the next few days, Emeka was always by Princess's side, buying her sweets and treats while barely acknowledging Andesi. One afternoon, Chioma ran to his mother, Grace, tears streaming down his face. Uncle Emeka doesn't love me, he sobbed. He doesn't buy me sweets, only for Princess. Chioma, are you a baby? Esther scolded gently. How many times have I told you not to be jealous of others? Princess is your younger sister. What's wrong with her getting a few more gifts from your uncle? Later, she consoled him, promising to buy him sweets herself. The next day was Grandpa's grand birthday celebration, and Esther threw herself into planning. As the eldest granddaughter, she was in charge of the cooking and other household duties. The mansion buzzed with life as villagers, friends, and well-wishers gathered to celebrate Chief Okoro. Later in the evening, the festivities moved to the village square, where Chief Okoro, a highly respected figure in the community, was honored in grand fashion. The adults all left for the square, leaving the children in the mansion under the care of the house help. The celebration intensified as more guests arrived. Music blared, laughter echoed through the air, and the joyous atmosphere engulfed everyone. Unnoticed amid the revelry, Emeka slipped away from the party and headed straight for the mansion. Upon entering the house, he found Grace in the living room, playing with the children. "Uncle Obi. Welcome." The children squealed excitedly. "Welcome," Grace greeted politely. "Thank you. You're doing a wonderful job with these children," Emeka said, smiling sweetly. "Thank you," Grace replied. Emeka scanned the room until his gaze settled on his target, his sweet little princess. Young and innocent like a hawk, all he thought about was how to get the perfect opportunity to be with her. Emeka lied to Grace that he had a serious stomachache and that was why he had to come back early. A few minutes later, Emeka called Grace into his room. "Take this 2,000 naira, go and buy me medicine, you can keep the change," Emeka said. "But I can't leave these children alone like that. I don't want to. You know how children behave," Grace said with worry on her face. "Don't worry, I will watch them while you are gone." Emeka replied with that. The house help left the house to buy medicine for Emeka, leaving the children at home with him. Emeka came downstairs to the living room where Princess and the other children were seated playing and watching TV. He shared sweets and chocolates with them and told them to continue playing until he came back. Emeka quietly called Princess into his room. "Princess, bring water for me in my room," he said. As he went back to his room, Princess went into the lion's den as a little lamb ready to be eaten for supper. Princess entered Emeka's room with a bottle of water. "Uncle Emeka, see the water you asked me to bring for you," she said as she innocently approached him with a smile on her face. Bina took the bottle of water from her and invited Princess to sit on his lap. "My princess, you know you are my angel and I love you. Of all the children in this house, you are my favorite. That is why I buy you sweets and chocolates all the time. I love you too, Uncle Emeka," Princess said, not knowing the gravity of what was happening. Emeka's hand started to wander to forbidden places. Princess, who didn't know what was going on at first, asked with curiosity, "Uncle Emeka, what are you doing?" "My mommy said I should not allow anybody to touch me here." "My princess, your mother is wrong. I'm trying to make you a real woman. You see, there is a demon inside you. I need to remove it for you. If not, you die and go to hell. But after I remove the demon inside you, you must promise not to tell anybody, including your mother. If you tell your mother or anybody, the demon will come and attack the person, kill the person, and that person will go to hell. Do you want your mommy and your daddy to go to hell?" Emeka asked. "No, Uncle Emeka," Princess answered with fear on her face. Emeka's unholy touches and caresses turned into something more sinister, and the pain was getting too much for the little girl to bear. "Uncle Emeka, stop, it's paining me," she cried out, but Emeka was too high in his head to listen. He pressed the palm of his hand firmly on Princess's mouth, muffling her wails. He pinned her little frame onto his bed and forced himself on her until he had his fill. Princess cried out in pain, but Emeka hushed her. He threatened that if she didn't stop crying, the demon which he had just removed from her body would attack her and her parents and take them all to hell. Princess swallowed her cries, fearing that the demon would come after her and her parents if she didn't stop crying. Emeka brought out a pill shortly afterward and handed it to Princess to swallow. "Take this pill, my princess. It will help you remove the remaining demon inside you." Princess took the pill and swallowed it. Out of fear that evening, Princess lay on her bed in her room. She was in pain, but she didn't dare cry out or tell anybody what was happening to her because she didn't want the demon Emeka told her about to come after them. Esther came back and noticed her daughter's strange behavior. "What is wrong with you, my princess? Are you sick?" she asked. "No, mommy, I'm fine. My stomach hurts," she lied. "Sorry, my princess," Esther said. "Maybe you had too much sweets and chocolates Uncle Emeka gave you. Just relax. Maybe by morning you will feel better with that." She went downstairs to chat with the rest of the family. For the next couple of days, Emeka took every chance he got and forced himself on Princess. He would always give her pills after he was done. Princess, she was once a sharp girl full of life, became dull and moody and liked to keep to herself. Her mother noticed, and whenever she asked what the problem was, Princess would always claim she was fine. One afternoon, when all the adults were out of the house, Emeka sent Grace, the house help, on an errand again and asked Princess to bring water to his room as usual. Princess, who was scared of what she would endure at his hands, started to shake in panic. She reluctantly took the bottle of water to Emeka's bedroom, where he forced himself on her. Yet again, but something happened that day. Grace returned earlier than expected. When she got home, all the children were playing and watching TV downstairs except for Princess. She didn't think anything of it, as Princess had been behaving strangely lately. She thought that maybe Princess was sleeping in her room. Grace went upstairs to deliver the item Emeka had sent her for. As she approached Emeka's bedroom, she started hearing strange noises coming from his bedroom. What could that be, she thought to herself. Grace walked closer towards the door and she was shocked to hear Princess's voice begging Emeka to stop. "Uncle, stop, uncle, please stop, it's paining me. Uncle, please stop, you're hurting me. What is happening here?" she thought to herself. She tiptoed quietly towards the door and opened it just a little bit. She peeped inside the room and what she saw took her breath away. Emeka was forcing himself on his little cousin. Grace took out her phone and recorded the gruesome scene. She knew she needed concrete evidence to expose Emeka, but if she didn't record it, no one would believe her over Emeka. After all, she was just a housemaid. That evening, Grace went into Esther's room to report her findings about Obinna and his wickedness, but she was met with a shout. "Shut up, your dirty mouth. How dare you accuse my cousin of forcing himself on my daughter? Who do you think you are, a common house help? You have the boldness to point fingers. My cousin can never do something like this, and my daughter would have told me if something like this had happened," Esther said, shouting and raining insults on Grace. "More, I need you to believe me. I saw it with my own two eyes. I have evidence," Grace said. Grace received a hot slap from Esther. Before she could even complete her next statement, "You dirty thing, you are leaving this house today," Esther yelled. The commotion in Esther's bedroom attracted other people in the house, including Esther's husband. They came into the room and asked what the problem was. "Can you imagine this useless girl?" she said. "Emeka is forcing himself on my daughter Princess. That she saw it with her two eyes, as if I don't know her schemes, that she's trying to seduce Emeka. How dare you, you smelly thing, you must leave this house today." Esther spoke up, and her aunt quickly backed her. Together, they dragged Grace out of the room and into the living room, where Chief Okoro sat. They ordered her to kneel and angrily tossed her belongings at her, threatening to drive her out of the house. Before things escalated further, Chief Okoro intervened. He stopped his family members from making any rash decisions before hearing Grace out. She had worked for him for years, and he knew she was not a liar. "You have been working for me for a long time, and I know you are a good girl," Chief Okoro said. "Can you explain to me what is happening?" Chief Okoro asked. Grace explained everything she saw to Chief Okoro and showed him the video evidence she had recorded. At the scene, Chief Okoro was shocked to see the video. "What abomination!" he exclaimed loudly. Fear gripped everybody in the living room. Grace showed Esther and her husband the video evidence and they broke down in anguish. Esther was especially shocked to her bones. How could her cousin, her family member, her blood, do something this evil to her innocent daughter? Her whole world came crumbling before her eyes. Esther and her husband went into Princess's room, where they asked her questions about how Uncle Emeka had been touching her inappropriately. But Princess denied it. She lied because she was afraid that the demon would come after her parents. After hours of investigation and interrogation, Princess eventually she broke down in tears. "Mom, he touched me here," she said, pointing to her crotch. "It was painful. I told him to stop, but he refused. He said there is a demon inside my body that he wants to remove for me, and that I should not tell anybody." Princess revealed how Emeka threatened her that her parents would be attacked by a demon and go to hell if she told anybody about his atrocious act. Esther broke down in pain. If only she had paid more attention to her children. She was so overwhelmed with the festivity and celebration that she neglected the most important people in her life, her children. She regretted trusting Emeka so much with her children. She regretted not educating her children rightly and early about their body parts. She cried bitterly for her daughter's future and sanity. Emeka was arrested and thrown into jail, while Esther returned home with her family to begin their healing process. The moral of this story is that you can never be too trusting of that uncle, auntie, sister or brother with your children. Always pay attention to them and listen to them even when they are not talking. Teach them about their body parts and other things that would enable them not to fall victim to predators. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. As we come to the end of this story, let it serve as a reminder that vigilance and awareness can protect our loved ones. The lessons in our tales are more than just words, they are shields against the unseen dangers that lurk. Thank you for joining us on this journey through another powerful African folktale. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more captivating narratives, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Ekotela TV for more inspiring and thought-provoking tales. See you in the next story.